We're going to go ahead and get started. Ooh, we are recording, so everybody keep it together. Hi, my name's Carla. I am the host for March. Most weeks, hi Beth, most weeks I will have it much more together, but today I became a grandparent for the first time. Woo! Really excited, and I got to go up to the hospital, so I kind of forgot life for those hours up there, and it was wonderful. But that's the great thing about this business, you know, is when she needed me, I got to go. I didn't have to ask anybody at all, except for I was like, Jason, give me a ride. You know, that's it. So it's good to be in this business and have that kind of time freedom. My opening quote is my favorite quote. You've probably seen it. I've said it 100 times. It was my favorite quote before Isogenics, but it goes right along with Isogenics. And it's good, better, best. Don't ever rest till your good is better and your better is best. And many people start that way in the nutrition. Many people start that way in the business. They might be good, and then they get to better, and then they get to best. And sometimes they go back to better, and then they go back to best. You know, this happens in our business and with our nutrition. And that's why I love that quote, because we don't really ever need to rest. We just know that we're on the ebbs and the flows of either our nutrition or this wonderful business of network marketing. Okay, I would like to have some shout outs. You have 10 seconds and you can do some shout outs. So we can go around the room here. We'll start with Brent and then Jen and then Beth. And if you have any shout outs of anything in your team or any people in your team, let's hear it. Just unmute and go for it.
Well, of course, congratulations to Carla and Jason. I just made a little post in our messenger group. Congratulations on becoming grandparents today. Super cool. And that is very true about having the flexibility to do what you need to do and when you want to do it. So well done. Tracy and I made a consultant last week, and we've got another one coming this week. So I'm just waiting for, he's got a secondary person that's going to sign up. So once we have that, we will have our second consultant out of 4. So we're trucking along. And I've got my manager person kind of figured out, but it's just a matter of like firing them up enough to actually make them do it. So we'll see.
That's great. Thank you. Good job, Jen. No, Beth.
I am going to shout out to Heidi, who had 3 enrollments last week. She is so awesome. She already has her, she's working on what consultant she's going to have. She's got that in the works. So that's amazing. So she's on her way to the ISA Dash.
Congratulations.
Yay! Congratulations, Beth.
She just is muted now.
Sorry, Heidi, that was an accident. Go ahead, Heidi, share your shout out.
A minute ago, I just got a notification that she just signed somebody up.
Ooh.
Changing lives. I just got home, so my dogs are out.
She's out. Okay. I have a shout out to Sherry Burton. She has gotten on a BNI. She got on a BNI Zoom. She's thinking about joining a local BNI, and also she enrolled 2 people last week. And my other shout out is to Laura Goodman. She is the president in the BNI. I recently visited, and that woman runs the best meeting you could ever possibly imagine. It is the best online Zoom meeting I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. So shout out to you, Laura. April, do you have any shout outs?
Have her lead a call.
What a great idea.
Laura, lead a call.
Oh my goodness.
I just shout out to Sue Haig, who continues to show up, and I know she's working like a million hours at her real job, but wants to do as much as she can to make this happen. So thank you for continuing to show up.
All right, this is Doug. I have a shout out for my wife, Bethy Pooh Gilmore. Last week, she enrolled 1, and we were driving home from Michigan, and she was like, how am I going to get a second one? I want that double PIBs. I got to get a second one. So she's contacting all of her hot leads A lot of them were turning into worm. She got home and she was looking at her computer late at night and she realized that she had another enrollment, that she had no idea who it was. She looked at it and it was some lady that she just friended on one of these working hours last week. And she reached out to her and says, hey, how did you find the link? This lady clicked the link and signed up all by herself on this thing. And she found it by a social media post that Beth had put out. So she followed Beth on social media on, which one is it? Instagram, saw her stuff and decided to try it. And Beth never really had any word boo with her. So that was the first time that happened. So that was really exciting.
That is exciting. Congratulations. Okay, anybody else? Laura, do you have any shout outs or anything?
No, only to my Carla, who's a grandma and looks far, far too young to be a grandma. What do you say? Far too young
Right.
to be a grandma.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
that'll get me some collagen signups.
Hey, shout out to Mary Ellen, who's hopped on the call. We haven't seen her in a while.
Yay, glad you're here. Okay,
Wait,
all
hang
right.
on, you guys. I do have a shout out to the company because last month when I got my products, I went back to the pro because it's time to get rid of that master's degree little poochie that I put on. But so I went back to the pro and I opened up my strawberry and I was like, well, that seems pretty low. I opened up the vanilla. It was normal height. I literally called them and they just sent a new one. I said, I can send you a picture. You know, I was so like, you know, I didn't use any. He was like, oh, go ahead and start using it. The new one's on the way. So, I mean, another reason to love this company and the opportunity. Oh, and real quick, you guys, fingers crossed by May, I'll probably have a contract to teach in Hawaii.
Wow, that'd be great. That's awesome. Okay, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing those. Okay, Heidi is going to give us a rundown of the company updates. Are you ready? If not, I can flip to Laura to do the product spotlight. Yes, okay. Laura's going to do the product spotlight, and then Heidi, you will be next. Thank you, Laura, for being amazing. Hit it.
Not a problem. And one of my still favorite and easiest to refer is Repair. Now, if you live up here where it snows and you got snow 1 minute and you got to go out and shovel and you're not ready for that because you don't get to shovel every day, right? So you go out and you shovel and you think, oh my gosh, I am not going to be able to lift my arms tomorrow. And you go in and drink some Repair. And of course, with the tart cherry turmeric and black pepper, it does definitely do the trick. The other way I can tell you that it has made a huge impact on my life is the fact that because we do live where the air hurts your face, you don't like to go outside very much, and so you don't go walking very much. But when you go walk in the zoo and with your kid, because it's International Polar Bear Day, you got to go walk the zoo. And when you come in and think, oh my gosh, I haven't walked in a little bit, and you think, I am not gonna be able to walk the stairs tomorrow, you drink the Repair and it is marvelous and wonderful. Cannot say enough about Repair. So this weekend, we're gonna do a Building a Better You spa kind of day with Stretchality and a massage. And we're going to walk them out after they've drank their 8 ounces of Repair, so that the stretching and the massage does not hurt their body and they can get the toxins out. So we're going to end the day. We're going to start with Elixir, have Hydrate available, and end the day with Repair as they do their Stretchology. Repair's the bomb.
That's great. That is a standalone product. So I'm glad that she talked about it. She offers it a lot to her B&I people for all sorts of things, especially the stretchologist. So thank you so much. It's almost like you had that prepared. Okay. I know, you're amazing. Heidi, where'd she go?
Heidi didn't want to do it, so she left the room. Oh, there she is.
She's back. Okay.
No, my phone's about to die. I'm like, oh, I got 4%, but I can do this. A couple things that are going to happen. They're going to do some work on our back offices to make it more streamlined. So what you can expect is more intuitive navigation, which is nice. consistent, clear product organization, and then reduction in time for customers to find products. So that's going to be happening on those changes on March 15th. All right. Then, so I thought that's kind of nice. They're always trying to update and make it clean and easy as possible. Yes, we obviously a week ago, we launched the amazing hair repair. Don't forget to go into isogenicsbusiness.com to utilize everything they have to offer for us for your stories, because it's pretty incredible. We have everything we need. Or if you don't know how to do that, you don't want to do that, you can screenshot any of mine or anyone at Carla's or anybody's, because there's lots of like before and afters now. So you can utilize that. I recommend doing polls on your stories too. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask. The Dash to Puerto Vallarta qualifying dates are February 28th through May 1st, 2022. And the trip dates is June 23rd to the 26th. So, hey, let's all go to Mexico again and again and again, right? Who doesn't love Mexico? I love Mexico so much. I just got back. Another thing is we're going to be running the 9-day decreasing inflammation, anti-inflammatory detox. So I'm going to be posting every day and kind of giving tidbits on things and dripping, but probably next week, we're going to want to make sure we get orders in, because that starts March 21st. And they're going to have a whole, like a great guidebook with recipes. So some people that are type A will love it. Everybody will love it. But if you're really type A, it's like tells you exactly what to get to go grocery shopping and all that. If you're like me, fly by the seat of your pants, you'll still love it, because you can just kind of scroll up and you'll find a recipe and you do it. So it'll be great. So make sure that you're dripping in your stories the 9-day anti-inflammatory detox. Beth, did you put in working from the beach? Okay. She put that all tiles that you can use if you wish to use them, or you can create your own. Thank you.
You can use it. There's 2 boards. One is hype and one is launch. You can use anything from either one at this point.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you talked about the 9-day that's going to be starting also. Okay, so we're going to get into the main topic tonight. The main topic tonight is unique identifiers. So a few weeks ago, there was a woman from Connecticut named Samantha who did like a video on this. I threw it up in Working from the Beach, but I really want to talk to you guys about it, because once you've been in network marketing for a while, it's not that you run out of leads or run out of people, but what I can tell you is I took a look at my personally enrolled list, and the first half is people that I already knew, you know, like Sherry and Laura, you know, people that I already knew. The last half was people that are brand new to my life, like Sandy Trevino's on, you know, or some of my people in BNI. They're like people that are some consultants of mine right now. I didn't know until I was in Isogenics. So this is normal. This is a normal thing that network marketers go through, is you're looking for new people. Next week, we're going to talk about expanding your network. Okay, but today is one way to expand your network, but it's very specific to unique identifiers. And I think that this is an important topic, because anybody can find new leads or new people using this. Beth Gilmore is a very good example of somebody who used this. And I'm glad Doug mentioned her and the shout outs, because she did this. Beth has found her unique identifier, the thing that's special about her. We all have multiple things, and she posts about it on social media platforms. So let me back up a second. Expanding your network is not all about on social media. I do not think it should be. It needs to be a balance of the different ways to expand your network. But tonight, talking about your unique identifiers and how to leverage that is going to be on social media. Okay, just so we're clear. Next week, we're going to talk about getting out and like touching people. Okay. Now, what is a unique identifier? So this is a very unique thing about you. Okay, it's a unique thing about you. For example, I'll tell you some of mine so that you guys can think about it. So I'm a mom, now I'm a grandma. I have a cat, but my unique identifier is I'm not really an animal person. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm not really an animal person. I come from a big family. I have 4 kids. I came from 5 kids. I hate to cook, and I am actually a bad cook. That's a unique thing about me. I have mostly daughters. That's a unique thing. I'm an encourager. I'm an encourager person. I like to connect people and I like to encourage. That's unique about me. And I'm from Michigan. That's a unique thing. I like to read books. I like to read very specific books. There's certain books I don't like to read, but there's certain books I do like to read. And so that's unique about me. And I mean, us being health-minded people, I'm like, you know, no to the cake, kind of everybody knows that I'm like, no to the fast food. That's a unique thing about me. The people around me think it's hilarious when they tell me that they're going to cater Taco Bell. Like they just do that to like get me. They're like, yeah, this next party is going to be catered by Taco Bell. They know that's going to tick me off. So a unique identifier about me is that I hate pop and I hate fast food. Now, believe it or not, oh, here's another unique thing about me is I love to fly Allegiant Airlines. I am all about Allegiant. I got the codes. I get $25 one-way tickets. I mean, I'm all about Allegiant. Okay, seriously, that is the unique thing about me. Now, what are some unique things about you guys? I'm gonna ask you to type a couple in the chat about you right now. I will call you out, Sherry Burton, about your cooking. I will call you out about it. I mean, you know what's unique about you, but I want you guys to write it down on paper or at least type it in the chat. And I'm gonna tell you what to do with this. This is knowing what's unique about you is one way to expand your network and really work on getting more people into your life. Because every time we as network marketers connect with people, they eventually find out about Isogenics. It might be within the first 10 minutes. It might take 10 days, but they find out what we do. It's natural for us to talk about what we do. Also, my other unique identifier, I asked some people, is they're like, you always talk about those adaptogens. You're an adaptogen freak. So that connects me to Isogenics right there. Yes, middle-aged man, middle-aged woman, you know, like maybe I'm premenopausal. That's a unique thing. I don't know if I am or not, actually. I love all these that I see going through here. Yeah, wanting to lose weight, anything like that. Is there a special music that you like? Like, do you like a weird genre of music? I like 80s. So, okay. All right. I'm good. I'm over 60. Yes, those are good. Trauma survivor. Definitely a good one. Okay. So here's what you do with these. Yes, that's a good, yes, you are all girls. Okay. All right. Sorry. These are, see this, I love knowing these things about you guys. So I can't stop looking at it. You love to drink. See, oh, that's another one for me. Like most people know, I love vodka. Incredibly handsome. Yes, Doug, thank you. Okay. All right. So here's the deal is you on social media, whatever your platform is, we're going to talk Facebook groups. Okay. Whatever your unique identifier is, I guarantee you there's a Facebook group for it. Now I want you to join at least one this week. That's going to be the call to action. Please don't join all of them. Pick the favorite thing that you love about yourself the most and that you can talk about, that you could talk about freely. Like nobody, you don't have to plan it. If somebody is like, Beth, talk about your trauma when you were a child. I already know Beth can talk about that right now for 10 minutes straight because yeah. So think about what you love and then and if I ask Sherry Burton for a recipe, she will give it to me right now. So what you love to talk about and what you can't talk about. I want you to find a Facebook group that is that. Now, here's the criteria for the Facebook group that Samantha says, and I'm taking her advice because she's a pretty cool chick. You want the Facebook group to be over 10,000 people. Okay. And you want it to be one that's popping. So 20 or more posts a day. So you might have to kind of take a look at the Facebook group and see if it's popping and see if people are posting in it and see if it's over 10,000 people a day. You know, see, like you could probably scroll for just a few posts and see if there's numerous likes or comments. You know, you don't want anything stagnant. I'm in this Allegiant airline group. Every single post that pops up, I am in it. There's so many comments on it, like immediately. Like, I just can't wait to go in there and say, I just earned a trip to Puerto Vallarta. Does Allegiant go to Puerto Vallarta? Does anybody know? What's the fastest way for me to use Allegiant to get to Puerto Vallarta? Like, I already got that planned out. I'm going to be doing that, you know? Like, I got to go to Phoenix for a company trip. Okay, so anyway, so what you do is you go into this group that you've decided that's your unique identifier that has over 10,000 people and that is popping, and you post in there once a day. So in the morning when you're drinking your coffee, you just do a quick little post. Depending on the group, the post could be an encouragement. Maybe you're just going to leave a thought. You know, you do not go in there selling. You know, I would not go into I'm in a group called Michigan Girls. All right. And so I would not go in there and go, hey, does anybody want to buy some collagen? You know, it's not like that. Like you would want to say something about anyone in here suffer, like, you know what we've been doing with the hair loss. Anybody in here suffer with hair loss after COVID? How are you guys dealing with that? What are you guys doing, you know, about that? So you just kind of go in there and you talk to people about different things, and you really go in and you serve them, you connect with them, and you encourage them. And the connections that you make in that group go offline, like they go off the page. And you can't be weird and spammy about it, because if you are, they will kick you out of the group. You know, I haven't been kicked out of a group yet, but I feel like I could be sometimes, you know, like I don't want to be. I'm in a group with somebody, I'm helping them sell collagen, and she's like, Carla, I'm about to make this post. I know you're in the group with me. Can you help me? And I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. Let's see what foods people are eating to get glowier skin. Let's talk about that. And then somebody's going to bring up collagen. And then you don't say, I'll DM you. Like, please don't say that. Please don't reply and go, I'll message you. I'll message you. I'll message you. We don't want to be like the white toothpaste people in these groups. Your first thing is you're embracing this unique identifier about yourself, and you're serving and encouraging and connecting with other people to help them. And then you make the friendships in a private message, and conversation comes up and things happen and you connect, and lo and behold, they're like, hey, so what's that thing you were talking about that helps with stress relief? What's that called again? Adapt to what? Those conversations will come up. I don't want you to spend a whole bunch of time on this. Like, don't live in the group, because that will not serve us. But if you post in there once a day in the morning, and then you pop in later on in the evening, and you just kind of see what happened, and you connect with people, you know, and like, don't feel like you have to get back to them right away. I'm in this one group, and it's of moms, and I messaged this girl who said something, and I said, hey, I only check my Facebook twice a day. And so sorry it took me so long to get back to you, but my family needs me, blah, blah, blah. It was some kind of line about time freedom and how I have to time block social media. Well, she loved that. She was like, oh gosh, I need to do that. You know, so then we started talking about time blocking and all these things. So don't feel like you have to answer everything right away, but it's a great way to meet new people, encourage them, serve them. And like I said, embrace your unique identifier. There's a little something about that. You know, it feels good to be the person that, you know, I got all the Allegiant codes if you guys ever want to fly it. You know, like it feels good to embrace that. And you know what else? There's other middle-aged women that love their family deeply, but hate cooking. There's a lot of us. There's a I hate cooking group. I'm a mom and I hate cooking.
Are you on that group?
We're not, Sherry's not allowed in that group, but I'm not alone, and it makes me feel good. And you know what? Also, here's the other thing. If that group's not serving you well, it's okay. Just leave the group. You can leave the group if it's not a good fit for you. Some of you will probably join some politic groups. I highly recommend it. If that's your mode, if that's what you want to do, go. You want to be around like-minded people anyway. So go jump in those groups and see how you can serve the people that are on your end of the spectrum. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're not doing any bashing publicly, or anything like that politically, publicly, but you're in a place where there's people that you like and that you want to be with and Heidi, and you want to talk to and serve. Okay. Let me make sure I covered everything. Yes, I did. Okay. So call to action is join one group. Will you guys type in the chat if you are willing to just look for just one group? Just one group different to join, 10,000 people, and it's got to be post poppin'. Imagine if you were in a cooking group and you were like, I hate cooking, so I'm connected to this. Thankfully, I'm connected to this group that gives me a meal plan every single month. Imagine where that post would go. I just thought of that. I could be like, I got one. Okay. So yeah, next week we're going to talk about expanding your network in all the different ways so that you can meet new people. And the idea of these is so that you guys continue to enroll and continue to create consultants. We are a people business. People have a problem and we could provide them with a solution. So I just want to open up your mind to meet new people. So hope this helps. Okay. Actually, that's all that I have for you guys tonight. That was the main topic. And then that's the call to action. Maybe you could post in Working from the Beach that when you're in your group. And also, if you want to have somebody from your team join a group with you, that might not be a bad idea. Just don't, because me and this girl, Katie, are in this Michigan girls group together. But what we are both mindful of and we've talked about is when she makes posts about skin and possibly collagen, that we don't both come across as swooping in and selling. We're just really working with these people and just talking to these ladies. So that's not a bad thing to do, to support each other. Just don't be, weird and salesy. Any questions?
So like, I was just looking, what groups am I in that I'm not really taking advantage of? And so the first thing that came up was, because I'm in a lot of them, but I'm not really interacting much. But I looked at, it's Wisconsin chickens, but there's like 12,500 people on there. And I'm sure some of them need what I have to offer, but I don't know how. So, I mean, you just think just connect. And I mean, how do you connect with chicken people?
Actually, Samantha is also a chicken person, and she brought that up, that she's a chicken person. So I'm glad you brought this up because I kind of forgot this part. So once you connect with people, then you add them as a friend. You connect with them in the group, and then you add them as a friend, and then you post about chickens, a couple times a week, and then you sprinkle in what your shake was, and you sprinkle in this, you sprinkle in that. If Laura joins a walking group, for example, like I love to walk in Livonia, then she with daughters. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I just took it too far. Anyways, and then she starts talking about repair on her Facebook page. Thank God I have repair because this walking club is awesome. Like that's another way that the connection happens when you add them into your Facebook page.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I forgot that little part. Any other questions? Doug, you unmuted. You got something to say?
No, I'm sorry. I just lost my connection, came back on and forgot to mute.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
I'm joining a personal development group.
Yes, there's a lot of personal development groups that are big, like I'm in the Miracle Morning. That's pretty big, and it's also worldwide. So maybe something on a smaller scale, maybe Wisconsin personal development or men's personal development. Or Brent, is there like bald is beautiful middle-aged Facebook group you could find?
Or like a butthead group?
He's going to join the bikers around the world group.
Yes.
Has anybody
Bikers,
in here started their
butthead.
own group?
So that's a great question, April. Sorry, look how she just comes in, takes away the distractions. We stop picking on her brother. Starting your own Facebook group is a great idea, but it's probably a lot of work.
Yeah, I was just wondering
want
if you or anybody has done that.
No, I have not.
I have.
How'd it
Only
go?
because I'm a community-minded person, so I have started groups, not even knowing it'd be good with isogenics. I don't, so I have. But then I thought, oh, I should do a massage therapy group because, but you know what? There's so many out there. And like Carla said, you need what, it's 10,000? Because somebody else told me that once, start your own group, keep it active, keep it going, but that is a lot of work. I think I'd rather kind of
Right.
go in
For
on
sure.
one and start participating and.
Yeah.
Next week, when we talk about expanding your network, it will be kind of starting your own group outside of social media. So example is a euchre club. We had like 30 people playing euchre. I know, April, you probably don't know what that is, but euchre. And then we, saw them in person, and many of them joined for hydrate because I drank hydrate in front of them. So we'll talk about that kind of thing later or
But
next
hold
week.
on. You said they joined for hydrate?
Yeah.
So that's all they ordered?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm not doing any orders under 100 BV.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes.
I mean,
sometimes
if
do.
I will just order it myself and then have them buy it from me. But
Yeah, if somebody, well, just real quick on that, if somebody will not get up to 100 BV, then I sign them up underneath our other account. And they just like, I just try to get them to get, 2 or 3 things of hydrate or. Yeah. Little strategy.
But isn't
thing there.
it a good thing?
Huh?
Just to get the BVs?
You still get the
Isn't
BVs?
it good just to get somebody underneath you who's purchasing? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue that and say no. Because if somebody's buying hydrate, now Carla may have had a different experience, but my experience is when I sign someone up with an order under 100 BV, it does not serve them because they aren't having success. If they just want to order like a thing of hydrate once a month, I just buy it for them under one of my other accounts. They text me, Venmo me the money, and I do it that way. And what I like to say is something that Jim Coover said. Like I said to somebody today or yesterday, they wanted to buy just one thing of hair stuff. I said, listen, you said you wanted to get the results that I got, which are crazy, but it took 6 weeks and I was also on collagen. In order to do that, you are going to need to buy at least 1 month now and another month in a month. So the minimum to have the success that you wanted is 1 month of collagen and 1 month of hair. And she said, well, that's too expensive. I said, you're not going to get the results you want then, and it's not going to serve you. I have not had any failures in my business so far, and I don't want you to be the first. I really am committed that you be happy. So when you're ready to take that chance, let me know. But otherwise, I don't think it's going to serve you because you won't get results and you'll be frustrated. And I didn't sign her up.
Well, okay, we're getting a little bit off topic, but we're okay on time. So I'll speak to that. Is I do try to get them to get packs, and I'm all about the 100 BV because I'm later in action tracking, but I have 2 accounts that are consultants that are in my family. And if somebody they don't want to, I do not want to push them. They want to sign up with just a box of hydrate or one hair revival thing, then I will sign them up. I just put them someplace else. I don't ever want to let anybody go. Also, what I have done, which I did this weekend, was I said, hey, how about you and your daughter and your other daughter all get the hair revival? Why don't you get 4? Could we do that? And then she sold 3. I bought the other one. And then we had 100 BV order and but there's 2 other potential customers for her. I'm setting her up to be a consultant later, and we'll talk about the collagen at that time. I don't want to let anybody slip away. I try to get them. If they don't, I still want them, and I want the BV, and I want to get them in the group. I want to get them in battle buddies, and it also depends on what the problem is. If somebody's like, Carla, I need to lose 50 pounds. Well, they're not going to get 1 box of hydrate. I'd be like, that's not gonna work. So, you know, it depends on what their problem is. Like, this is the solution I'm offering you. This is the options that you have. I mean, that's just how I do it.
Carla, I want to add a little bit to that because I'm a little conflicted on it because I started with literally a canister of isopro, right? So that's what I started with. I bought a canister of isopro, and the difference is that if you're going to have somebody who starts with one product, because there is a value in having somebody just sign up with, just to kind of get them introduced, but you've got to introduce them to more than the product. You have to introduce them to the group, to the community, to the support, and you've got to follow up. And if you're not following up with those people who just start with a product, and you almost have to like follow up with those people more strongly than you would follow up with somebody who starts with a pack or a system. Because the pack or the system, there's so much support that comes through that, through corporate, especially now, that they get that. But if they start with a single item, you've accomplished something. You've got them, you've almost gotten their permission to follow up with them because they started with something. So you're going to ask them questions. And while I agree totally with what Beth says, and I've heard Jim Coover say that about, you know, I want you to have the best experience. I've never had anybody fail on my team, and I don't want you to be the first. And those comments are all good. If they really are dedicated to just, look, I just want to start with something. It's especially now because they get free shipping, where before, you know, there was a fee to that and there's no fee to start. Throw them on your team, but you've got to follow up, because if they do start with a packet of hydrate and you don't connect them with the rest of the community and the rest of the opportunities, then they're probably going to be a one and done order, which kind of sucks, because then you're going through your tree like Carla and I talked about, and you've got a whole bunch of circles, and that sucks too.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, can I interrupt? Something happened today that, so and I know we can talk about it at a different time, but I was in my reports and I'm looking at my reports almost every day now, which I never used to do, and my personally enrolled. And oh my gosh, I found somebody, it's my 4 PET, and she has 15,000 something personal holding volume. And like, you know, like 400 team members, and like, I'm sure she has no idea. So I'm like, I looked at who signed her up. I didn't know that person. And then I looked who signed that person up. I'm like, it was Kelly D. So I reached out to Kelly D, talked to her. She's going to talk to her, but I'm like, she's got like $3 grand sitting there. Poof. So super exciting. When you bump into that, I would not have seen it if I wasn't looking at my reports.
I think maybe the first Monday in April, we could do I don't know, some kind of like strategy tips on different ways to do things, and sharing, like looking through the reports. And actually, I think one of my calls is engaging your customers. So I am going to actually talk about that. I forgot. Yeah. But that's definitely a thing. I think what Beth said is a thumbs up. You know, what Brent said is a thumbs up. It's really just, we have to just serve the people in front of us to the best of what we can do. You know, we're paid problem solvers. Some people's problem is that they can't afford the whole pack. I don't want to lose them. I try to figure out a way, especially if they're local. You know, and my networking, my BNI networking people, sometimes they only want to get a case of BIA, you know, and I'm like, well, if you get 6, you know, a lot of them will just get 6 cases of BIA. That's all that they want. They only want that one product. I'm not saying no to that. Even if they only want 3, I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you a half off the 4th one. I'll pull tools out of my toolbox to get them in so that they're engaged in the community and using our products.
Well, and just to add to this, my neighbor signed up over the weekend, and Brent had actually talked to him for me a while ago, and then he was kind of radio silence, and he came back and wanted one product. And so I added adaptogen in there to get to the 100 BV.
Mm-hmm.
And now when he gets that box, guess who's got to come over and deliver it to me? He's got to bring it over and I've made him shakes in my kitchen. And so, you know, some people just move a little slower, but if you keep showing them the benefits, then I think that in the end, it pays off. And I think he's going to be all in.
Yep. Yep. That's the follow-up that Brent was saying. So that's definitely key. Okay, guys. So everybody, I think everybody was in the chat with their unique identifier. So everybody knows. Type a-holes. Who put that? Mary Ellen. Okay. So everybody's got a group to join. Will you guys just let me know what group you decide to join? And Beth, if you're like already in a group and you're like, I can't take one more, Carla, that I totally understand, because I know that you're doing your thing. So just let me know. I'd love to know what you guys see and what you find and all of that. Brent, let us know how the Beautiful Bald group is going. Okay, you guys have a great night. Thanks for being on. Laura and
Thank
Brent, can you
you.
stay on for a sec? Okay.
Congratulations.
guys. I see your heart, Sandy T.